Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. Everyone, welcome. We'll get started shortly here. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Hey, AAPL. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, guys. We'll get started shortly. Hey, Zaire, welcome. Welcome. Hey, Bill, welcome, Bill.
Hey, dude.
Hello. We'll get started shortly. Today we're going to go over some advanced strategies, and look at what's going on in the markets. Things are developing quite a bit. So we'll take a look at the market. Finish up the week. We'll get started shortly. Hey, Jimmy, welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly. We'll talk about time frames. We'll go over some time frames. Hey, Gerald, welcome, welcome, Gerald.
Thank you.
We'll get started shortly. All right, guys. All right, let's go and get started. I'm sure you guys are ready for the weekend, so I will not keep you guys long. All right, so I'm going to share my trading screen here. All right. I want to go over the markets. A lot happened this week. All right, so we'll go over the markets. Hey, Tylak, welcome.
Hey, David.
Hello, hello. So I want to go over the markets. There's a lot going on, all right, to kind of recap the week. All right. And then we'll go over, I want to talk about using your time frames to kind of not only to time your entries, but also to look at the big picture. And I know we do this from time to time, but it's a good idea to get, go into it a bit further. All right, so I'll do that. The big news here and what I've done talking about timeframes is normally we take a look at the indexes on a daily time frame. All right, and I want to show you guys the difference in using your using your time frames. Okay, so if we do a daily time frame, it's hard to see, right? It's really hard to see what's going on, right? I mean, we still know we're in the markdown phase. And not, guys, stop me if you have any questions, okay? Just don't be shy, just stop me. All right, so I just want to show you guys here the difference. Now you need more data, right? You need more data, you need more confirmation. But if you guys look here on the daily time frame on these indexes, so the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell, on the daily time frame, right? It doesn't give you the real story, right? Everything is consolidating on the daily time frame. So if we drew a support and resistance line, and I did this the other day for you guys, that's good. So here is resistance, here is support, and we're looking for the price to break support, right? Same thing here, right? So here is support right here. And not that you're going to trade on this time frame, but we really need to know what the price is doing, especially in these with these indexes here. All right, so so here is, so if you guys look here, that this is the Dow, so it's trading between support and resistance, right? Same thing here, trading between support and resistance. We don't really see a trend. Now, if we pull it back, that might help a bit. All right, so if we pull back the chart, that might help a bit. Hey, Mary, welcome.
Hi, David. Thank you.
Hello, welcome. So even with pulling back the chart, guys, you look here, we it's caught within a range. All right, so what you can do is this: move it to get a better idea of what price is doing, and it's the same with the Russell and the NASDAQ. All right, so to get a better view, just move it higher. So we'll go from the daily to the weekly. All right, sometimes you might have to go to the monthly time frame. All right, to get an idea of what the price is doing. That's critical. All right, so here we'll move it from a daily to a weekly here. All right, so here is the S&P on a weekly time frame, and then here it is, the Dow on a weekly, the NASDAQ on a weekly right here. All right, and here is the Russell on the weekly time frame. All right, does this look any different from what we just looked at, the daily time frame? Anyone out there? Does this, the Dow, this weekly time frame, does it look different from what we just looked at on the daily time frame? Does it look different? And if so, how? What's different about it? Anyone? What's different about this?
Well, the daily chart had higher highs and lower lows, right? Didn't it?
All right, repeat that, Bill.
It looked like the daily chart had higher highs and lower lows.
So it looked okay.
It looked
Higher
like it was
high.
spread out a little bit more.
It was okay. All right. So look here. Look at this is the daily. This is the daily on the Russell, not the Russell here, and the S&P here. And this is the Dow, and this is the NASDAQ on the weekly. What's different from this chart here compared to this chart, and this chart here compared to this chart here? What's different?
The
So
daily
it looks
charts
like-
are,
I'm sorry. It looks like the weekly chart is in a markup phase and the daily chart's in a markdown phase. Doesn't it?
Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? What's the difference between this chart and this chart, and this chart and this chart?
I think the daily charts show basically that we're in a downtrend from the daily charts compared to when you look at the weekly chart is not so obvious. Even though, well, for the one on the lower left-hand corner, it's obvious that we're in a downtrend, but for the one on the upper left-hand corner, it's not so obvious that we're in a downtrend because I think the lows are still to be broken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you guys look at charts, because what I'm looking at is this, right? So when I look at the daily on any of these time frames, so the daily on the Dow, the daily on the S&P, the daily on the NASDAQ and the Russell, it doesn't look like there is any direction, right? It doesn't look like, because we kind of stuck. Yes, we know we're in a downward trend, right? But right here, if you guys look right here, it looks like we are stuck between support and resistance, right? So price isn't going anywhere, right? We're stuck between support and resistance. And that this can become very frustrating, right? Because this is a daily time frame. So this is a long time to be stuck within support and resistance, right? Without really trending. All right. So from here, right, and I don't have the dates here, but from here, these are every candle is a day's worth of data. So from here to here, the market really never moved, right? And I remember Travis saying the other day that, you know, he was in his dollar trade and it was moving higher, but he was getting frustrated because it was, you know, it was moving higher. He was profitable, but it was taking time, right? To move. And what we have to understand is that we can't get frustrated, all right, with the trade. So a lot of times what we have to do when they're in a consolidation like this, all right, even here, hey, Carlos, welcome. Even here, Hello. Even here, there are, if you guys look here, so this can be very frustrating. So what we want to do is we want to move up the time frame in this case, right, to get a clearer picture of what price is doing. All right. All right. So we stay in the trend. All right. So even here, right, price hasn't moved. Bounce between support and resistance. It's only yesterday and today that we really starting to break support. Same thing here for the Dow. And just follow me for a second. All right, so same thing for the Dow. This is frustrating when you're trading within a tight range. All right, right. Support, support, resistance, resistance. We're going nowhere. All right, same thing here. We haven't gone anywhere. Same thing here. All right, same thing here. And this is the advanced class. So we want to, we're not just randomly taking trades, right? We know we will enter in the markup phase, markdown phase, right? But we've got accumulation and we've got our signals and all of that, right? We're taking it further, right? We're becoming more experienced traders. All right, so understand on the daily time frame. So when you look at a price chart, most of you will be trading on the 240-minute time frame. All right, so even if we did this with the dollar, right? Even if you're trading on the 240-minute time frame, open another chart, all right, and look to see what price could do, all right, or might do. All right, so let's open it up now on a weekly, and you guys will see the difference as I go through this. So here's the weekly. Here's the weekly on the Russell. All right. And here. All right. Okay. So here is the NASDAQ. Okay, what's different? What's different from this chart? This is the same window, right? Same window, different time frame. What's different here? What's different with this price chart here? From the daily.
It looked like there's a uptick in there.
There's an uptick.
Well, it was not currently, but it was.
Okay. Think of, okay, when you guys look at this, what is the story? Was there a story? Okay, let's do this. All right. On the daily chart, what was the story on the daily time frame? What was the story? What was price telling us on the daily time frame? On any of these of the sectors, because they were very similar. Or on the indexes rather. What was price telling us?
Sellers are in control.
Okay. What else?
Price was ranging.
Price, very good. They were ranging. They were all range bound, right? For quite some time. What is the price telling us here on the weekly time frame for the NASDAQ? What is this chart telling us? What is
I'm
this
gonna
chart?
try it, but is that a markup phase
All right.
or reaccumulation?
Okay, so on this chart, it tells us that yes, we were in a markup phase, and now what phase are we in now? What phase are we in now? So let's do this here. And I'm glad
Markdown?
I'm glad you guys are having a difficult time analyzing this. That's why
Redistribution, David?
okay. So
Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. All right. So understand when we trade in and we are on a time frame that's not clear, right? So we're on a time frame that's not clear. We've got to either zoom in or zoom out so that it's clear. So you guys remember on the daily time frame, every single sector, every single index, right? They were all consolidating. They were all consolidating. Here, they're not consolidating. Right here, we can actually see the phase. So we can see, and Mary, you're right? We can see the markdown phase, right? We can see the markup phase clearly, right? We can see the markup phase clearly, all right? And we can see the distribution phase clearly. And we can also see, right here, broke support. Hey, Anthony, welcome. Broke support, sell short signal. Okay. You guys see that? Say yes.
I see it, David.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So we're going to do this. So you guys have to start doing this. When you look at it, don't just trade one time frame, right? As you get better at this, look at multiple time frames and look to see what price is telling you. All right. And then what will happen is you will not get shaken out of the trades. All right. And you will gain more confidence in your trading. So here is, let's do side by side. All right, here is the weekly, and then here is the daily here. We'll bring in the daily here. All right. Okay, so here is the daily here, and then here is the weekly here. Okay, what's the difference now? What is the difference now? What's the difference now? The daily is on your left, the weekly is on your right.
Okay, so the daily on the left is reaccumulation and the weekly is markup. That's just a guess because I'm looking at your chart.
Okay.
It look like they both in the markdown phase.
Okay, they're both in the markdown phase. All right.
Below the moving average.
Below the moving average. All right. I'm going to turn these off here. I just want you guys to focus on the charts. Okay, so what's going on now? Daily and weekly. Daily and weekly.
Well, the daily looks a lot more choppy.
It looks a lot more choppy, but it also looks like it's done, right? It also looks like, if you look at it like right here, right? And the way I had it, right? It looked like we were consolidating, right? It's really hard to see the overall trend.
Right.
Here it's a lot easier to see that we came from a markup phase and now we're in the what? the markdown phase here, right?
Right.
Right. If we just look at the daily, like right here, it looks like it's over. Doesn't it look like the trade is over?
Looks like it's getting ready to accumulate again and then markup phase.
Yes. Very good, Anthony. Right. Very good. It looks like, guess what? Right. It looks like it's getting ready to accumulate. Right. It's gone through that markdown phase and getting ready to accumulate and then move higher. Okay, what is it telling us on the weekly time frame? What is price telling us on the weekly time frame?
It has the potential to drop even more.
It has the potential to drop even lower. Good job. So here it's an early move in the markdown phase. Here it's a late move in the markdown phase. Okay, so if we were to trade, let's say we are trading, all right, the NASDAQ here, all right, how would we trade this? How would we trade this?
On the weekly,
On the weekly, but how?
we have to trade it long.
Oh, you sure about that?
You just short it. You short those.
How would you short it, Zaire?
I'll wait. I'll trade it from the daily. Wait for the break of the resistance, and then I'll just go along with the trend, which is going down.
Okay, so repeat that.
Okay, basically what I'll do, I'll just wait for a pullback on the daily. Once it starts failing the pullback, going back down, then I'll trade it going short. I'll short it.
Good job. Good job. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the reason we did this last night with Eric, and he texted me today, he said, David, you know, that was great doing that. All right, because he got a better entry. Okay, and that's why I thought about going over this. Okay, so whether it's the daily or the weekly, or you guys are trading on the 240 and you're looking for a better entry, start doing this. Okay, so what Zaire mentioned is this. Okay, so we know, and we're gonna turn in our short signal here. We know that we broke, right? We're out of the markup phase, right? We're done with that, right? We're in the markdown phase. We've got an early sell short signal, right? On a break of this support right here. So let's bring that in. Now this is advanced, but you guys can handle it. All right, you guys can handle it. All right, so we know we've got our sell short signal here. We broke support, right? All right, so we know on the weekly time frame we're good, right? Sellers are in control, right? The buyers are done, right? Green candles, markup phase. We're out of that markup phase, right? We're in that distribution phase, markdown phase, all right? We got a sell short signal, so we know we're good. Our foundation is good. Now, what we need to do is we need to time our entry, all right? And there's another reason why I want to talk about this, because I see so many traders where they're still trying to get short in here. And Eric was looking to do the same thing yesterday when we spoke, right, on the training. All right, so what we want to do, and we've introduced RSI. You guys remember we talked about RSI, right? Your overbought and oversold indicator. So let's bring that in. So we're gonna add it. So RSI, let's bring that in. All right. So it's not quite oversold. All right. Oversold would be right here. Overbought would be right here. All right. But what Zaire is saying is this, right? And what I want you guys to start doing is start timing your entries. Don't just get in, right? Look for new traders, you know, you might have to just get in until you really learn to do this. All right, so here is our trend line. All right, so this is a downward trend line. We know that the price is going lower. Let's bring in our sell short signals. Okay, so Zaire. All right, so you mentioned that you would wait for a pullback. So you would wait for a pullback where?
So on the daily, David, where you have that little pink line right here.
All right, 1 second here. All right, the purple
put it-
right here.
No,
Oh,
up
here.
top, right there. Yes, they're right there.
Very good.
So I would wait for that to start failing, then I'll short.
Very good. All right. So rather than going short here, now, could you get in here? Absolutely. All right. Absolutely. All right. But what we want is that pullback. All right. So if you guys look here, right, at this channel here, let's do this here, right? If you notice here, price came down. All right, we're gonna bring this down a bit here. All right, so price came down, came back up to the channel, came down, came back up to the channel. This could be our entry here to go short. All we're doing is this, right? We're waiting for that pullback to get a better entry. All right, so rather than getting in here, all right, or here, we're waiting for that pullback. So Zaire, you're absolutely right, right? Wait for that pullback to get a better entry. Wait for that pullback to get a better entry, right? Here it's at the bottom of that channel, right? There's a great chance that you're gonna get that pullback. Now, most of the time, it will keep you in the trade, right? Most of the time, based on how we trade, right? It will keep you in that trade. So let's say, for instance, it pulls back, all right, and it held, this is resistance right here, all right? When we go in short, we get sell signals to get out when the price breaks resistance, okay? Kind of like here, broke resistance right here, buyers are coming in, we got to sell an exit signal, a buy to cover right here. Okay, so same thing would happen here, right? Let's say we got in here, all right, price comes up, we will get a buy to cover up here. What we want to do is, rather than being negative in the trade, right? Negative in the trade, let it pull back, as long as it holds within that. And you want, when you go in short like this, you want these buyers to come in, right? And I'll show you guys the reverse going long, right? You want these buyers to come in when you time in your entry to go short, right? And then look here, right? And most of the time that buy-in, those buyers will fail, right? They will fail because guess what? Our overall trend is short, all right? But understand, when that buying comes in, you're gonna get a better price, especially if you're getting puts, right, Zaire?
Yes, David, you're right.
Yeah, you're gonna get it's a big difference, okay? Big difference getting in here, right, compared to here. All right.
And Eric had to put right yesterday.
Yeah, so here was Eric's trade right here. All right, so he had his, here is the daily, right? So he had it perfect. His setup was perfect, right? So he, and he texted me today that he really liked, he really liked this trade. All right, the fact that he did this. All right, because here was his trade here. Here was his setup. He got a sell short signal. So rather than getting in down in this area in here, he waited for that pullback, right? So he waited for that pullback near let's see here. Look here. No, this is a bit advanced, but you guys can handle it. And all we're doing is we're timing our entry. Now it takes a bit of patience. You have to wait. There's no hurry. Right, so look here. All right, so sell short signal, a lot of times we chase, when we get a sell short signal, price is going down, we get excited, right? We get excited and we chase the price. So let's say we got it, we got a sell short signal here, we missed it, and we, and the price comes down and then we just jump in, right? So let's say it comes down, right? We missed the sell short signal, price comes down to this area here, we'll get in. All right, but this price here is 130, 133 right here, right? What you guys can do is wait for that pullback. You know the direction is short, right? It's short, it's breaking, you have a sell short signal, broke support, we're definitely going lower, right? Wait for those pullbacks, okay, on the smaller time frame. All right, and then your entry would have been right around in here. So right about here, even if you waited for the sellers to come in, all right, 140, if you're going short, 140 is a lot better than 133. All right. All right. So price came down, right, to the bottom of the channel here, pull back, came down to the bottom, pull back, right? These are entries, right? These are entries. Came down to the bottom of the channel, pull back. It's continuing to move down, go through that markdown phase, but guess what, right? You have opportunities. Wait for that price to get back up into that upper band here, all right, to go short. If you're going long, where would you wait to get in at if you're going long?
Wouldn't you catch it, Mike, at the top of the channel?
The where?
Up higher, like before it gets that low.
If we're going long, so we're going short here. We're going short, right? So if we're going long, how would we enter?
Accumulation.
At the bottom of the channel?
At the bottom of the channel. Very good.
Accumulation.
So let's do this on USD CNH. And you guys, look at this. We talked about the dollar, right? We talked about the dollar. And is anyone in this trade? USD CNH. Anyone
I'm
in
in it.
this trade?
I'm in it.
Good job, Bill. Good job. You're not going to miss this one again, huh?
Nope. I'm in it.
Very good. We talked about this, right, the other day, right? Great trade here. Travis took this trade. And guess what? We talked about, hey, if it breaks resistance, guess what? It's an opportunity to get back in, right? And here it is. It broke resistance. As a matter of fact, we talked about it. We finished the class at 8 p.m. This was when was it? Was it Wednesday, I believe? And then perhaps an hour later, within an hour, we got a buy signal here on the 240 to go long. All right. You guys should be all over this trade. You guys should be all over. All right. All over the dollar pairs. USD CNH, right? This was an absolute great trade. Travis got all of this trade, right? And here is another opportunity to get in to go long. So here was a great opportunity here to go long, another great opportunity here to go long. This is another great opportunity here to go long. And why am I saying that, right? Why am I saying that this is a great opportunity? We're not getting it down in that markdown phase at the bottom of the chart, right? Like we normally do. We're getting it all the way up here, right? I'm sure it's overbought. If we bring in an RSI, I haven't looked at it, but I'm sure we're probably close to being overbought. Why do I still like this trade?
Because it's all green candles above the moving average.
Okay, that's great. Why else? Why else? Why else? Why do I like this trade? Why am I so confident about getting in this trade? We're at the highs, right? It's near the top of the chart, so it is definitely a riskier. Look here, it's over. Look at it, it's overbought. It's screaming overbought here, right? Purple support and resistance, right? It's near the top of the chart. Why am I confident about this trade? It's on the 240. So Bill got in. Bill, are you confident about this trade?
Well, I don't know now. I want to know why you're confident. Everybody, you might be talking me out of it.
Oh my goodness. I like the honesty. Okay, so what time frame did we look at on the indexes? What time frames did we look at on the indexes?
We're looking at the daily, right?
We've been, it's always been on the daily, but we moved
60
it.
minute.
No.
Weekly.
Weekly. All right, so that's why this is important to look at these time frames. Okay, so let's go to our weekly. What do you guys see here on the weekly?
It's pumping.
It's what?
It's pumping.
It's pumping. So on the 240, it looks like it's overbought, right? It's screaming overbought, but look at the weekly. It's just getting started, right? Look at that.
Looks crazy.
Yeah. Look at this, right? All right, markdown phase on the weekly, markdown phase early. We are early. We are early on that weekly, right? What if we get another move on the weekly all the way back up here to resistance, all the way back up here? We got a buy signal, nice markdown phase. All right, let's bring in the 240 now. So Bill, you can breathe a little better now.
All right.
You can breathe, Bill. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, so let's take a look at the 240. Same symbol. We're going to go to the 240. 240. All right. Okay, so here's the 240. What's the story now? $240 on the left, weekly on the right.
It's still above the moving average, all green candles,
Mhm.
and it's in the markup phase.
It's in the markup phase. What else? Why am I confident with taking this with this third buy signal high up here in the that's reaccumulation, right? That's reaccumulation markup phase, right? If I didn't have that weekly time frame, right, as a reference, am I as confident? Am I as
No.
confident as this?
No,
No.
No, because then it looks like it's about to go to the markdown phase.
Mm-hmm. Is it about to go to in the markdown phase here?
No, we already did that.
no.
We already,
Way up.
bingo, bingo, bingo. Good
So
job.
David, where would you scale up?
Where would you
Would
scale
you
up?
use the weekly to decide where you would scale up?
No, 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 no. You're still trading. This is your trading window, right? This is your trading window. All right. So you're gonna do your scaling in here, right? Your scaling, break of resistance, new buyers are coming in. You still scale. Here, the weekly is just for reference. All right. It's just for reference so that you have, if you look here, all right, you have confidence in the trade. Okay. Because a lot of times, and that's what Travis was saying, right? Travis put several different time frames together, which allowed him to stay in that trade. That trade was about a month. All right. If you just look at one time frame in isolation, guess what? You don't see the whole story. But look here, right? This is on the weekly. Look what happened, right? Here is support on the weekly time frame, right? Here is support. Here is resistance, right? Price went to support. From support went to resistance, right? Mark up, mark down, mark up, mark down. Guess what? We are early. All of this move right here, right? As a matter of fact, the two moves, right, on the 240 came from here. This is, as a matter of fact, no, most of this move right here came from right here. Came from right here. All of this right here, all right, came from these moves here on the weekly time frame. Okay, but if we will not take this trade, we will, you might get out of the trade here. You might get nervous, right? We do that, right? Every day you get a pullback. And if you guys listen to Travis's the training last night, right? He talks about, and we'll post it also, where he talks about being nervous, right? As far as staying in the trade. But when you have price action like this, right? You know it's not. Now, if you were trading, right, USD CNH, and you were going long, and it's in the weekly is in the markdown phase like this, guess what? Yeah, then you've got to worry, right? Because you're going against the overall trend, right? You're going against the overall trend. What's great about this trade, right? What's great about this trade is that, guess what? It's gone through, like you said, Anthony, right? It's gone through that markdown phase already, right? It's gone through it, right? The selling is done. Buyers are coming in. Guess what? We use the weekly time frame, all right? We see the big picture, great confirmation that guess what? Buyers are in control. Buyers are definitely in control here. They're definitely in control. These are big candles, big buyers coming in. All right. And you'll only see that on the longer time frames. On the longer time frames. Okay. You'll only see that on the longer time frames. 30-minute, right? 60-minute is just for timing. The weekly and the monthly, that's going to give you a lot more history. All right.
When in doubt, zoom out.
Yes. Yes, Anthony, very good. Yes. When in doubt, yeah, I couldn't have said it better. When in doubt, zoom out. We need to write that down. When in doubt, zoom out. All right. When in doubt, all right, zoom out. Yeah, very good. Yeah, when in doubt, zoom out. Right? So when everyone else is getting out, guess what? You're staying in. Or when everyone else is staying in, guess what? You're getting out. This is an amazing trade. Look at this. All right, look at this. Amazing trading. Early. Right? We don't trade on the weekly. We just use the weekly. We are zooming out, right? Seeing what the price is doing, seeing that, hey, the buyers are definitely in. That's going to give us a lot of confidence. All right. So guess what? Boy, we get a sell signal. We take all these profits and we wait. And we're not going short because we know, guess what? The buyers, we have a buy signal on the weekly. Buyers are in, right? So we're not going short. Any pullback, right? Just like we did here, right? On going short, we're looking for a pullback higher to go short. Same thing here. Same thing here, but the reverse. Here, we are looking for a pullback, any pullback, right? Any pullback to go long, right? To go long. And this is when you guys do this enough, all right? When you do this enough, this is when, right, you can put on your big trades. This is when you can put on your big trades because, hey, you know, the big trend is in your favor, right? You've zoomed out, right? It's in your favor, all right? Now you get that pullback and you jump in, right? There is no way, if you guys look here, and it's all about risk and reward. All right, so check this out. This goes back, this price action goes back all the way to 2014. All right, so let's take a look here. And then we've got 7 more minutes and then we'll be done. All right. Look here. Buy signal here. This is support. Support, resistance, right? Becomes support, support, support. Price isn't random. I mean, check this out, guys. Right? Here was the previous buy signal, break of resistance. This is a weekly time frame. Went all the way up to that markup phase, broke support. We got a sell signal to get out. We got out. Price came all the way back down, held support right here, went all the way back up. We got a late buy signal here. All right, but we still kind of choppy in here, you know, kind of choppy. All right, but still, price still went up, right? Another markdown phase, very similar to this. Came down, held support. This is 2018. I want you guys to really see this, right? 2014 here, 2015. That's the low at 628. All right, 2018. 2022. Do you think traders are watching this? They're watching these levels and they're waiting, right? Yeah, absolutely. That's why we've got this big buyer coming in. These are big buyers coming in here, big candles. They're watching these levels, watching this price, waiting, and boom.
So is it too late? Oh, yeah, yeah, you're right.
Is it too late? You
No,
tell
no,
me.
no, I was just thinking something different. You good?
You guys see this? Tell me, please tell me you see this. If not, let me know.
I think it's safe to say it's better to just watch on the weekly to enter these trades, because then you're following the overall move of what's going on, you know?
Yeah. Now, that's a good point, but you have to zoom, like you said, right, Anthony? Right?
Right.
When
Yeah.
in doubt, zoom out, right?
Right.
You might get confirmation on the daily, right? So you might only need the daily. All right. And there are
Right.
times when you only need the 240. But when in doubt, meaning if you're gonna get in at the high here, like Bill was saying, right? Bill is scared now, right? Because guess what? He's not getting it in the markdown phase, right? He's getting it all up in here. So when you're in doubt, and guess what? You had a great position like this, right? It's moved up quite a bit. You know that it's overbought, right? It's giving you a new buy signal. There is a lot of doubt here. It's like, well, should I really take this trade? Because guess what? I'm buying it at a high. But when you take a look at the weekly, guess what? This could be an early move. Could you get a pullback? Absolutely. You could get a pullback. But guess what? Until then, if you get a pullback, you see that price action on the 240. You'll get a sell signal on the 240. But this is you can sleep better at night, Bill, because guess what? You've got that weekly here. All right. The weekly, if you didn't have this, and if you just had a consolidation like this, all right, and you in the trade like this area here is very different from this, right? Am I right?
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So just play with that. It's advanced, right? It's advanced, but it's not so advanced where you guys can't do it. All right. So when in doubt, zoom out. All right. When in doubt, zoom out, and then use the smaller time frames, right? The smaller time frame. So if you're trading on the daily or the 240, bring in your 30-minute time frame to help with your entry. And that will not only help you with your entries and your exits, but will also make you guys better traders. You're not just randomly, you're waiting for the absolute best setup. All right. Any questions on this before I leave? Any questions?
Thank you, David. Great lesson.
Very good. Very good. You're welcome, Tyler. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Practice with it. Bring out your weekly. You guys will, the monthly sometimes is too far. The weekly works well. All right, the weekly works well. This will help you guys. And then if you look here, let's say you're in the markdown phase, right, on the daily, and you trade in the 240 and you're getting long positions on the 240, but you're in the markdown phase, right? You're in the markup phase. You're in the markup phase on the 240, but guess what? On the daily, you're in the markdown phase. Just know that you're going against the trend, right? You're going against, so you're fighting against the trend, all right? The cool thing about this trade here is that we are going with the trend, all right? We're going with the buyers. Markup phase, all right? Very good. Thanks, guys. I hope this helped. Practice it, all right? And write that down from Anthony. When in doubt, zoom out. I like that.
Thank you.
Thanks,
You
Dave.
gotta make some money off of that, Anthony.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it.
When in doubt, zoom out. Have a good weekend, guys. Take care.
All right, everybody have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.